Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day. I'm Indigo, and today this video is going to be us talking about the first 5 songs on the deluxe version or extended version of Love and Letter. I think it's called like Love and Letter Repackaged or something like that. These 5 songs I didn't do in the last video because I just did all the original songs, so we're going to be talking about those songs today. We'll also be touching upon the music videos that were also made for 2 of the songs as well. So let's get right into it. Okay, let's talk about No Fun or No F.U.N. I personally will say this starting out. When I first listened to the song, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I listened to it a few times now. I really love this song. It was, in fact, very fun, which is very funny considering the title. The song's chorus, I love the melody behind it. It's really good. It's kind of giving like 2000s R&B a little bit. Even kind of the themage of the song is giving that era. I find it funny, like the fact that I was trying to figure out like what they were talking about. I initially thought that the song was talking about somebody gold digging, and I said, isn't this like 2016, 17? I said, what gold they digging for? But then I realized they were talking about messing with somebody who was like unauthentic, like they cared too much about their looks or how other people viewed them rather than like who they are as a person, and they didn't want to deal with somebody like that. So I kind of understood that. Even in like Dino's part, he says something along the lines of outside of my parenthesis, no interest equals 0, which was a very interesting line. Also, he kind of raps in the song, and he kind of does in some other songs as well, which made me ask a lot of questions about whether or not members of the performance team ever really participate in the rapping element of the group. Because I've seen Dino do that, and I'm wondering if any of the other members of the performance team also do that down the line, but I'm not sure. I'll see in future songs, obviously. I was trying to figure out if they spelled it like F-U-N, like they put a dot between the F and the U before the N, which made me think that they were trying to say F-U and this, instead of just saying fun, like you're no fun, F you, and then they would say something else after that. So I was like, oh, are they, is this just a clever way of them cussing in a song? Which is kind of funny considering I know like a lot of idols will try to get away with something like that, especially early on in their career, since they're usually heavily censored. So I really liked that. I thought it was hilarious. The song was really great. The melody of the song was so good. The chorus of the song was so addictive. I kept listening to it over and over again. I loved it so much. It threw me off because I was like, oh, I didn't realize I was going to love this chorus that much. So yeah, I really loved the song. It was a really good group song. So let's move on to the next song. The next song is very nice. I will say with this song, I've heard this song a few times as well. I've listened to a lot of these songs multiple times to really gather my thoughts on them, because honestly I really did love them. I think the part with Dino and Vernon going like back and forth and them saying like something like to each other where they're like, oh, should I do this, and the other one responding as if like they're a girl and they're saying yes, I found that to be really funny. And also it comes back to like what I said earlier. Dino seems to be participating in the rappers portions of the songs quite a bit in these songs. And it makes me wonder if he does that more and more as they progress. And maybe he has his more bigger rap parts as they go forward, because that would be really interesting. Vernon says something along the lines of, would you think I'm a cool guy if I go to the gym or get a gym membership or something like that? And I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, bro, you're cool regardless. I don't care if you go to a gym. That's so funny that he was just like, oh, I'd be so much cooler if I worked out. S. Coops's line was really good where he was like, If I make the start point the end point too, so I can start with you and finish with me. I really like that. I thought that was a really clever thing to say. And Wanu also coming in like with we should hold hands in like a never ending circle. So it's kind of like this circle of like happiness and like constantly being in a loop of joy throughout the song. It kind of has like the theme of like being excited for like a first date, even with like the music video with all them chasing after the girl and like all dancing together. By the way, the music video, the clothes that they're wearing is giving 2010s so hard. It's actually funny. I love Gen 3 K-pop. Bro, like the suspenders, oh my god. Like it gave me flashbacks. I'm not even joking. The suspenders, the outfits that they were wearing was so 2010s. If you were not like very conscious of the world in the 2010s, if you're like a really young person, you probably don't know how everyone looked back then. But this music video, if you wanted to see how everyone looked in that era, go watch this music video. It was ridiculous. Even like Junghan with like a brimmed hat. Oh my god. It was so 2010s. It was actually insane. Which is not a bad thing by any means, because like obviously this came out in 2016, I'm pretty sure. So it wasn't crazy. Also, Sungkwan Hunt, if you ever want to sit down and not hit these crazy notes, you got my permission. You got my permission. He hit that note every time, and I gotta respect that. I gotta respect the grind, bro. Also, going back to the music video, them chasing after that lady was actually crazy. I did see a comment on that music video because I decided to read the comments after the fact, and I saw the first comment I saw was somebody saying like, in defense of the girl, if 13 dudes were running after me, I too would feel unsettled. And I was like, yeah, me too. Like, that's how I felt watching it. But here's the thing, like, I've seen this, and now I think this is my fourth 17 music video where I've seen a girl get chased around by them. And it's a common thing in music videos for like a guy to chase after a girl in the music video and her to be like, oh, I'm not interested. Like, if you watch like the 7 music video by like Jungkook, it's like the same thing. He's like chasing after a girl who's disinterested. And even in this case, like seeing all of them men, like 13 of them, that would be frightening. But I also bring it back to like BTS, like they have that same thing happen in like War of Hormone, where they're all chasing after this girl and they're just trying to get her and be like, oh, our hormones are so high, let's go chase after this girl. Which is why the song is like considered controversial. They don't perform it anymore, but it's very funny like to see those kinds of themes very consistent in music videos, because it's like in any real life scenario, if a group of men were just like running after you and bothering you all day, bro, I'm calling the police. What do you mean? That's harassment. So like it's kind of funny to see and watch, to be honest with you. But outside of that, the music video was very fun. They had like their hearts exploding with confetti, which was a very interesting choice on their part. Also, outside of like confetti explosion, S.Coups literally just completely blows up at the end of the music video. Like completely. That was insane. I was like, okay, so confetti explosion, confetti explosion, confetti explosion. Oh, S.Coups is gone. Okay, bye, bro. I guess like since you just have to completely blow up, I guess you loved her the most. I guess he wins over all the lover boys, but at what cost? At the end of the day, what cost? So yeah, I really did like the music video. I liked the song. It was a very fun song. Honestly, the chorus will be stuck in my head. Achu, nice. It's a really good song. Anyway, let's move on to the next song. The next song is Healing. I was really excited towards the beginning of the song because I did hear the 8, and I get really excited when the 8 or June get any kind of attention at this point. I realized while I was listening to No Fun, neither one of them are singing on that song, And I was just so thrown off. I was like, oh man, my boys didn't even get a chance. They didn't even give them a shot. They just were like, hey, they're here. Like, they're not going to sing. They're not going to be on the official recording, but they'll be present. Because I was watching like a lyric video and they had their pictures up. And I was like, oh, the 8. And June hasn't even lit up not one time. And I realized, I looked it up later and I was like, oh, they're not even on the song. That's insane. But yeah, so it was really excited to hear I was really excited to hear like the both of them. I know June was in the pre-chorus of this song as well, and that was just really I was really glad, bro. Honestly, the title of the song is perfect. I was healing from them not being here. Anyway, I really liked Wanu's part in the song where he goes, "It's too many eyes to hide, so you spent your whole day being careful." I kind of understand that, like, there was another song on the project where it kind of focuses on fame being kind of a burden due to popularity essentially causing loneliness, because you constantly have people focused on you and constantly paying attention to you. But I feel like overall with this song, it wasn't really focusing on just like the fame element, but more so everyday life. Because honestly, does anybody really, like, no one really wants to present themselves as weak or incapable to other people. So having a song where it's like, you need to relax, you need to rest, you need to heal from everything that's bothering you, is such a good message for anyone, because anyone can relate to that. Anybody can relate to carrying that kind of burden. Also, Hoshi, once again, his singing voice is just like immaculate. I love when Hoshi sings. I know he's not part of the vocal line, but he is such a good singer, and I love hearing him in each song. I also will say this is me being dumb for like a good minute, just so y'all can appreciate how dumb I can be. When Dino was like, follow your heart and your lips will go up, I was trying to figure out for, like, I'm not even joking, a solid 2 to 3 business minutes as to what this man was talking about. I was like, what do you mean your lips will go up? I literally was trying to figure out, and because like S. Coops earlier was like saying something along the lines of, if you're feeling empty, like, hold my hand, I thought it was something romantic. I was like, oh, is it like he's talking about kissing someone? And then I was like, but like, why would your lips go up? Like, would you be lying down and kissing someone? Like, I swear on my life, this is how my brain works. It's so stupid. It took me so long to realize this man just meant smile. He just meant smile. I don't know why. It took me so long to clock that he meant smile, bro. I was so dumb. But yeah, hey, you know, Dino, you got me, bro. Like, I was thrown. DK on the chorus was healing me. He was healing me. He sounded so amazing. Does he gotta go do that military service? Can we just keep him here? I know he's actually gonna start his military service in a few days, right? So hopefully he does well. I know it can be very hard on people. I hope he does really well. I hope he has an easy time, so when he comes back, he can be better than ever and do what he was doing before, because he's really amazing, to be honest. I also got to watch the music video for this. Those old light sticks that y'all had back in the day, watching just like the diamond light stick, the flat diamond, was just so funny to me. But honestly, I'm not judging. Old BTS light sticks are literally just like this yellow, neon yellow stick with like a little red end to it. So I'm not about to judge. It seemed like they filmed this music video overseas though, like somewhere in Australia. So I wasn't like surprised by the setting. The setting was really like cute. Like, they had a scene where Dino and like Hoshi were together in their like hotel room, and Hoshi was like tackling Dino, and they all like jumped into a pool too. So I really did like the music video as well. They also at the end of the music video had like something written in the sand, "Sugeso" or something like that. I can't pronounce Korean well, but it generally means good job. And it's a very fitting message towards the end of a song called Healing. Also, at the end, when they didn't catch S. Coops, I had a problem with that, because now not once but twice S. Coops got hurt at the end of a music video during my watch through this time. This brother need to be saved. Anyway, on to the next song. This song was great. Okay, our first solo song by Woozy, Simple. This is the first solo song I've come across. I don't know if they have any mixtapes or anything that have had solo songs, each of the members. I'm not sure. But this is the first one I've come across in my process of listening to 17's music for the first time. And honestly, I am not disappointed. This song is quite relatable in like the simple message is the dream of achieving happiness for the first time in your life, which is really amazing. Like, honestly, can I say this messaging is something I can personally like really relate to, because when I was like younger, I've always felt like happiness was my main dream. It was never like anything specific. Like, obviously I have like bigger dreams than being just happy, but ultimately I was like, if I could do anything, if I could be anything in this world, I would just want to be happy, regardless of where I'm at, regardless of what I'm doing, regardless of what job I have or anything like that. I just want to feel joy. And I feel like this messaging is in this song, where it's like, I just want to be happy. I don't care what about everything else. I just want to be happy. I want something simple. And I really love the title of the song being that, in a way, happiness is the most simple and the most complicated thing in the world. Because what inherently makes you happy can be complicated. It doesn't have to be like a simple thing. Some people, their career makes them happy. Some people, their family makes them happy. Some people, their friends make them happy. So to describe it all in one word and put it somewhere and be like, oh, it's just simple, I just want to be happy, is so funny. To be like, oh, yeah, happiness is simple, but it's complicated in its simplicity. I don't know if that made any sense, but I hope it did. But yeah, I really liked the guitar solo also on the song. I don't know if Woozy did that or if they had a hired guitarist on that, but whoever did the guitar solo, it was amazing. Ultimately, the song was really good. It was really simple. No pun intended. Or honestly, pun intended. But yeah, the theme, the guitar, everything, Woozy's voice, it was all so good. He did such a good job. For this to be the first solo song I've heard from any of the members, I feel like this is a really great start. And I'm curious to see what the rest of the members do down the line. But Woozy being the first one, it does make a lot of sense. Main producer, main songwriter, he would obviously be the first one and the best first one to do this with. So yeah, I really love Woozy's solo song. He did such a great job. Let's move on to the next song. The next song is Space. This is the hip hop team featuring DK. So I'm just gonna be real. A hip hop team song I genuinely love. Let's be real. I love this song. I don't know if I've expressed love too much with the other songs that the hip hop team has done so far. I've liked quite a few of them. Love, I'm not so certain, but like, yes, I definitely liked quite a few of them. I think I've more so loved a lot of the vocal team songs more than the hip hop team. But this is the song that has put me on the hip hop team bandwagon. I will say I've been defeated by this one. I really do love Vernon's verse on this song. He illustrates himself so well. Like, his words are so like detailed. He talks about like the feeling of defying gravity in your dreams, waking up in a haze, going in front of a mirror with days of makeup and ruined skin. I feel like all that like illustration and description, it's so amazing how he managed to do that. And it put a perfect like picture in my head of everything he was talking about. The eye bags, the dream. It just was such a miserable, lost, and sad image. And it fit the song so well. The description of how he looked made you really feel like you could actually see him, that you were like the mirror looking back at him when he woke up. It was so amazing. And like the song in itself about kind of like losing yourself in the process of like gaining a dream or going after a certain goal and trying to meet the expectations of not only yourself, not only the dream that you're trying to follow, but like your friends and family. And how if you're constantly in a state of being like, oh, I need to get this, I need to hustle, I need to get this, you're kind of slowly like losing yourself, and you need somewhere to ground yourself. And whether or not you like ground yourself in your dreams or you ground yourself in reality, you have to ground yourself somewhere. And I really loved how they went about it. It's just the hip hop team did such a good job. Honestly, I can relate to like some of the dream elements. I myself, like, I spent a lot of times daydreaming. I don't know if you guys spent a lot of time daydreaming, but I spent a lot of time like daydreaming and being in my own head. And I have my own world in my head with like purple clouds and a sky I can fly in. And it's kind of like an escape, you know? And I feel like everyone who's like a heavy daydreamer always like dreads reality to a certain extent, because they're like, what if my reality never lives up to this like world I've built for myself? And the only way to fix that is to essentially build your own world in reality, but also realize that reality in itself isn't horrible, and you don't have to necessarily always step away from it to be happy, you know? Also, back with DK on the chorus again, he was amazing on this chorus. The hip hop team was amazing. DK was amazing. I will say I focused less on the chorus than I did on the verses, which is saying a lot because I really do love the singers within 17. But this song for the hip hop team, they did an excellent job. And I can't praise them enough. This was just it was very amazing to see how they've evolved in their abilities to write as rappers, because they've all participated in writing this song, including, I mentioned before, like, I did not like Make You in like the very early songs. And as I've been listening to him, because I do pay attention to people I don't like, because I want to see like how they've changed and how they evolved. He has evolved so much. Wanu has evolved so much. And I got to see that in this project a lot. And I've got to see that in this song that they've evolved. Now, obviously, S. Coops and Vernon are still like the main rappers. But seeing the other two actually like participate a lot in the rapping throughout this album and watching them, how they've evolved as rappers, it was amazing to see. And I'm happy to see that, and I'm happy to see what they do in the future as well. Okay, so I really like this song. Let's wrap it up and talk about my overall thoughts. If I'm being like completely honest with you guys, I liked these 5 songs more so than the overall album. I don't know why, but every single song I listened to had its own like interesting element to it, and I could find like somewhere like I can grasp onto. And I did like the entire album, but I felt like these 5 songs were so good that it just kind of, for me, overshadows a lot of the album. Now, mind you, it doesn't overshadow everything, and I do love a lot of the songs on the album, but it's just that these 5 songs, they did such a good job that it was just surprising to see how much a group can like evolve and grow and make decisions that like will overall benefit their growth as artists. It was just so amazing to listen to. It makes me very excited to listen to future projects of theirs, because if this is where they were in like 2016, I can't imagine where they are like today. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really did love this project. I love this overall. I love the overall album, Love and Letter in general. I do really love it. Can't wait to listen to Going 17. I believe that's the next project. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. Please comment like what your favorite song off this project is. For like future videos, I will say also, I'm going to probably do, my next video is probably not going to be the 17 video, is probably going to be a Stray Kids video. So for those of you who are interested in that, that will probably be the next video, will probably be about this and that, their recent album. But yeah, if you guys like the video, please hit like. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. And I hope you guys are all having a good day. My name is Indigo. Have a good day, guys. Bye.